The Los Angeles Rams are forming an elite duo in the backfield after drafting Michigan running back Blake Corum in the 3rd round, and I don't expect any team in the NFL to have a better rushing tandem this season.
We have a really strong room, and best believe, we'll show it this year.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamara, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, who has the best tailback tandem in the NFL? The biggest contenders are probably David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, or even Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane, but that's only because we haven't seen Blake Corum take the field just yet. The Rams already have a breakout back in Kyren Williams, who had over 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns last season on 228 carries, but they lacked a second back to take a bit of the load off of Williams, which is where Corum comes in. The Rams used 5 backs besides Williams last season, who totaled 186 carries, with none exceeding 80 carries individually. The lack of a clear-cut second back resulted in the 11th most rushing yards in the league, despite their lead back finishing 3rd in the league. Now, with the option to have Corum take over the majority of the secondary snaps, the run game should go to another level because in a lot of ways, he and Williams have a similar style of play. Head coach Sean McVay recognized that in the draft process and clearly thought there was a role that Corum can serve alongside their young star tailback. Here's what he had to say about that following day 2 of the NFL draft.
For me, one of the things that jumped off is there's a lot of traits that reminded me of Kyren Williams. Obviously I love Kyren and he's been so important and just, the human being, but then also when you just look at the way he works at it, the production and the things that he was able to bring to our offense last year, and even really some of the things that he worked through his rookie year. And I think there's a lot of similarities. Obviously, Kyren will put Blake under his arm and be a great mentor and kind of a leader, but Ron Gould was really excited about him, Mike LaFleur. I obviously loved his game, and so he's got a bunch of tape to be able to evaluate. He's been a part of an incredibly successful program. He's been the bell cow for them in the midst of the successful runs that they've had the last few years, and so we're really looking forward to getting to work with him.
Obviously, McVay loves the fit, and he can expect to not skip a beat when switching between the two backs. Williams and Corum are both about the same height and weight, and both possess great vision and instincts, which makes up for a lack of foot speed. And I'm not saying either is slow by any means, but Williams ran a 4.65 40-yard dash at his combine, and Corum ran a 4.53, which is better, but still slower than you'd expect from a successful NFL running back. And while Williams had an underwhelming rookie season, mostly due to lack of snaps, his speed was never an issue last season because of his patience and football IQ. McVay used Williams' strengths to make him an elite rusher, and the same blueprint can apply to Corum on a quicker timeline. And what I mean by that can be shown by this play. Against the Colts last season on 3rd and 1, Williams doesn't just barrel through the line for a new set of downs like a lot of backs would. Instead, he remains patient, waiting for his blocks to set up to gain a whole lot more than just a yard. Now, if you're playing the new college football game, you know how much easier it is to run the ball when you wait for your blockers. Williams understands that, and Corum does too. In a similar situation to Williams in that last clip, here, Corum needs 2 yards for a fresh set of downs in a huge situation. He waits for the line to lead the way and tells the defender, "Get off me," as he scampers to the pylon against the rival Buckeyes. When you think of a typical NFL running back duo, you may think of a combo like Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon the past few years, where one is the every down speedster and the other is for short yardage power plays. But the Rams took a different approach and have 2 backs with similar skill sets. Both possess all the qualities of an every down back, which I think will make for one of the scariest matchups in the league for defensive front sevens. And I definitely don't think this means that Williams will be taking a step back. If anything, he'll take a step forward, knowing that the defense can't take a break when the backup enters the game. And with both running backs just 23 years old, they're going to be a problem for the NFC West for a long, long time. And the addition of this duo only adds to my belief that the Rams are true Super Bowl contenders this season. For more on why I think they are poised to go on a run, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning to this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.